Now we look at a problem involving both multiplication and also division. So we first follow the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or you can say Pandas, but in this case, we only have multiplication and division. And remember, multiplication division, they have the same priority. We follow the left to the right order. Whichever operation you see first, you will deal with that. So in this case, we see multiplication first. We're going to go ahead and multiply them. So we are going to multiply these two first. And recall the rule of multiplying fractions is we reduce the numbers first and then multiply. You can also multiply the numbers first and reduce, but if you multiply 12 and 3, you get 36, which is a bigger number, and that you have to reduce down later. And it's much easier if you just reduce 12 and 4 and the 3 I guess 3 and 5, there's nothing to reduce. And so that way it will be a little easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to multiply these two by reducing numbers first. 12 and 5, nothing in common, but 12 and 4, they again, when you reduce, make sure you pick one number from the top, one number from the bottom. Since both of them contain 4, we're going to divide both of them by 4. So now 12 is reduced down to 3 and 4 is reduced down to 1. Now when you look at the top 3 and 5, bottom 5, they don't have anything in common. So we can, and 3 and 1, of course, they only have 1 in common, and we're not going to divide them by 1 because it's not going to do any changes to us. So we're going to, we finished the reducing part, so we're going to copy down the numbers. 12 is reduced to 3, so I'm going to write down this 3. And this 3, we didn't do anything to it, bring it down. The bottom 5 and 4 is reduced down to 1. So now we're going to multiply these numbers. 3 times 3 gives us 9, and 5 times 1, that gives us 5. So we end up with the 9/5. So that so far we only did the first operation, which is multiplying these two. So we end up with the 9/5 by using the rule. And now we're going to divide the fraction. So how do we divide the fraction? The rule is keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the first fraction, which is 9/5. This is actually, we already multiply out to get 9/5. And so then you keep 9/5 and change division to multiplication. And then you're going to flip 1/5 to 5/1. So this is called keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. So now we turn this into a multiplication question. We can do exactly the same thing we did with the first multiplication. So we look for the numbers that can be reduced. 9 and 5, nothing. 9 and 1, nothing. But 5 and 5, they both have 5 in common. So we're going to divide both numbers by 5. So they're reduced down. Both are reduced down to 1. So now the top will be 9 times 1. That is still 9. And the bottom, because this 5 is already reduced down to 1. 1 times 1 is still 1. And finally, 9 divided by 1 is equal to 9.